pumped than anybody else. So has everyone had a good first day? Has it gone well? Well, you probably don't want to hear me stand up here and talk, so I will go ahead and start. We are so pleased to have the one and only voice of Optimus Prime, Mr. Peter Cullen.
Yes, I'll send you.
Goosebumps. I don't have any words to describe the feeling that just went through my body. I mean, this is probably what they feel like when they've been throwing out Oscars. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here. And if Mr. Burr is here, try not to pop my peas. Hey, Wally. Well, there's the big guy. Did he bring out his bullwhip? I understand there were about 15 young voice actors that were trying out for some of the parts that we will be doing later, I understand. And I just wanted to ask if you were well treated. Do you need a lawyer? Are any of you spitting up blood?
Just a little.
Just a little?
Nothing fatal. He kept making us do different takes of spitting it, so.
With Wally, we used to have to do several levels. We had to create armies with 4 or 5 or 6, 7 people. And you had to scream. And you had to yell. And Wally would have various ways of getting at it. He would say, okay, I want an A level, a B level, and a C level. We'll do the A level first. I want high, lots of highs. Young people. Well, screaming, hysterical people. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. Take one. All right, that was good. Okay, A level, take 2. Thank you. We're going to do take 3 on the A level. All right, B level now. B level, we want warriors, lots of warriors. You know, heavy warriors. It's that really hysterically puffed out warriors, or whatever. B level, take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4. C level, I want agony. I want pain. I want ferocity. I want everything evil. Take 1, take 2, take 3. All right, now let's get down to the script. Oh boy, Wally, it's great to see you. He is one great director, Wally Burr. I didn't hear you, Wally.
What the hell was that?
Oh! Oh, gee.
That was the B level. We're going to the C level.
We'll go to the He used to ask me to yell and stuff when I'd have excuses on top of excuses. And it's really amazing, but they were legitimate excuses. If I started screaming and yelling, I would go to a job, I would imagine I'd have to go to a job speaking, with half a lung because of it. And, I'd have to be doing something for a network or something. And I remember going to a very important recording after I did a Wally Burr session. We called them Wally Burr sessions. We never called them the Transformers. Where are you going? I'm going to a Wally Burr session. Where are you going? I just came from a Wally Burr session.
Introduce this element. You kept saying, I didn't want to yell that loud, and I kept saying, I want it louder. And I finally realized that the dignity that your character carried came from the fact that you kept it quiet.
Yeah,
I was
when you...
trying to get you to yell, and finally agreed that being peaceful and quiet was love.
True.
Did you hear what I said?
You sure did. It's true. Yeah, that session I was going to was really important, and I had just come from Wally Burr, and I thought I'd play with the people that I was about to work for. And I walked in and I said, he said, "How are you, Peter?" And I said, I'm doing pretty good. I could see the expression on his face, little orphan Annie eyes. Script assistant's going, production is going, I said, yeah, it's the right side of my throat is really screwed up. The left side is fine, though. Well, I don't know what else to talk about. Yes.
Tell us about some of the outtakes and some of the flubs in the recording studio.
Well, they were daily. How are you? It's great to see you.
Oh, thanks.
Hi. Two great friends from Rochester, New York, almost 8 years ago. And just wonderful, wonderful people. Very talented.
Still working on that script.
Good.
Brought it.
You brought it. See you, Wally. Well, there were always incidents, you could rely on incidents. And I might add that back in those days, you could smoke in a studio. And a lot of guys did. Let's face it, it was a long time ago. And there was an incident one time when somebody threw a cigarette that wasn't quite put out into the waste paper basket. And we were in the heat of a recording. And of course, Wally is completely in another room, has no idea, separated by these sheets of glass and vacuum seals, etc. But we're in there and oblivious to a fire. We're just, Frank Walker is and Chris Lattis. Dan Gillivan is in there punching away, doing his stuff. And we're into a very, very heavy scene. And meanwhile, we're having trouble reading our scripts, and some people are going, who coughed. At this point, somebody like that says, "We can barely see the actors. There's a fire in there." Yeah. And of course, there were a lot of times when we would just try to aggravate Wally by, not sticking to the script. Being a little vulgar. Changing words. And I can remember at one point we would go in and just completely reinvent our characters. And Wally's sitting there going, "What page are you on?" "I'm on page 2, Wall." "That Ironhide, get me the tape of Ironhide." And Ironhide would come and say, "Who is the guy that dropped my transmission?" Cullen, this is your Ironhide. It sure wasn't that one? No. "Oh, come on, Tom. Let's kick some butt." Oh, that one. Yeah, Peter, it wasn't Truman Capote. I think that was in G.I. Joe, or I don't know, whatever it was. Voltron. Professor in Voltron. Little things like that kept us alive.
Yes, sir. When you were doing the Voltron voices, did you think you would become a cultural icon that you are seen by a lot of people as today?
No, never. Believe me. I had no clue. An actor, I think, follows his instincts and tries to do what he thinks is good and natural and honest to himself. And that's what I did. I tried to convey what I thought or interpret to be strength. And obviously it affected my kindred souls. You guys, I mean, we must be a lot alike. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Cullen?
Yes.
This is an immense honor to me because Optimus Prime will always be the Autobot leader, no matter what happens. The question is, what were your feelings when you were recording the lines for Optimus' death? And if you could possibly say, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost.
Good question. Yeah, when I read that part, when I came to it, I was kind of stunned. I said, "Oh, there goes the science." Kind of like a soap opera, when they get rid of somebody who's a troublemaker. Kill that person! That person gets pneumonia and is gone next week. I read it and I looked at it and I said, why? I guess it's come to an end. I guess it's all over with the movie. I just figured that's what it was. And Megatron must be stopped. Was I dying then? Wally, you gotta help me on that one. Am I dying now or am I kind of alive and kicking?
Alive and kicking!
right foot.
Megatron must be stopped.
Okay, take two. Okay, this is a good opportunity.
That was a great question. Now, I want you to direct me to that line and how it should be read.
He said it something like this. Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. Oh, yeah, I forgot this part.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Hello there, good to see you again. I was also when you showed up in '97. It's fun to introduce you to my Japanese friend outside after the panel. You remember it all. Anyway. It's like, okay, who's this person? A couple of things. First of all, we just had one that was going through your head when that Frank Welker tape started playing at the opening ceremonies. And suddenly he's threatening to destroy you along with everybody else at the convention.
That was fun.
I was just looking at him like, oh, you son of a gun.
I thought he was there. I really did. Frank Welker is one of the greatest guys in the entire business, and perhaps one of the most talented actor in this business. I was really excited. In Rochester, New York, 1997, right?
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, I thought he was there. I thought he had pulled a surprise on me, and I was so disappointed that it was a tape.
All right, take two on that. The other thing was, we had the distinctly odd pleasure of meeting Michael Bell a couple of years ago, and he told some interesting tales about breaking you up in the recording booth.
Constantly.
Yes.
He could, he could do anything, and I'd laugh. He's just a funny guy. I mean, he's legitimately hysterical. And a certain type of personality can get me, to a point where I cannot relax my stomach muscles. I can't. I mean, I could try to be serious for about 3 minutes into a session with Michael Bell there, and all he has to do is look over and just go like that. And now we're going to... Oh, terrible. Michael Bell, one of the best. He could crack you up at any given time. Yeah. Sir. Hi. Bigger guy. Oh, ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first.
Hi, I'm all sorry.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Cullen. Good afternoon. This is Tadao. just to talk to you like this with a microphone over a huge crowd of people. It's amazing. I've been a fan.
We're the only people doing this right now.
I've been a fan since the age of 9, and I have to say that you've always kind of been an inspiration to me as a little awkward girl, being the only little girl who's still at the ages of 12, 13, 14, 15, still likes Transformers. And I was curious to know, what part of yourself did you feel you brought to the character of Optimus? What part of yourself do you see most in Optimus Prime? Thank you.
Wow, thank you for the kind words. I think you have to draw from something, and certainly Optimus was a leader, and he had a tremendous power and a tremendous respect from his followers, and respect from his enemies. And I've always been aware in my lifetime that leaders are never hysterical, they're always in control, and they're compassionate. They have a sense of humanity to them, and a sensitivity that is covered with tremendous armor, impenetrable armor, allows them to maintain that sensitivity. In my experiences growing up, I had a lot of people that I could relate to in my life that were very, very similar to that. I had a brother who was quiet and strong, and he's gone. And I had an older brother who was a captain in the Marine Corps, and he was very similar, along with a lot of his Marine Corps friends. They were very similar to that docile yet commanding strength that I find really intriguing about leadership. And I thought practicing those qualities would best define, after I read the audition for Optimus Prime, I was looking at Optimus Prime, and I looked at the sheet that I was given, and I said, I'm going to employ all the tactics that I think are necessary for perfect leadership. And I went in and I read it, and like most auditions, you never find out whether you got the job or not, but you do find out if you do get it, of course. And Wally, along with some other people, picked me to do it. For that I am extremely grateful, always will be, to Wally Burr, and who allowed me to be what I wanted to be. I remember when we first started the series, I insisted that I wasn't going to yell. I said, I don't want to yell. He wouldn't yell. I don't know if Wally, you remember any of that, but he was perfectly agreeable because he's a former Marine. And that would go through him.
Captain Armored Corps.
Ah! That's Ironhide? Ironhide. The question is, would I...
What did you think about the character?
Ironhide?
Yeah, how'd you create the character?
Why was he Southern?
How did you view him when you came to...
Well, I think the words, the lines that they gave me dictated the character that he was going to be. He was a no-nonsense, kick-butt guy. And he was gung-ho. And he had a little bit of a loose cannon in him. And I don't know who I was thinking of at the time, but they threw the character at you the first day you're there. You say, well, you got the part of Optimus Prime, but we want you to play these other characters. And so you take a look at them, and now this guy was heavy set, and he transformed down into this van, right? Well, but his physical characteristics dictated to me, and that's how I judge character. I try to look at what he's going to look like. What he looks like physically, I think, is what's going to transport his voice through the chest and through the thickness of the neck, and you know, and the size of the head, and the cavities and the sinus cavities and all the resonant areas that create a voice. So he just looked as if he was, you know, gravelly, deep, and rough. And I suppose I'm going to pick that voice like this. So that's what I did. Like it or not.
First of all, I'd like to say that this is a really a great honor, and thank you for playing two of Cybertron's greatest heroes. First question, which I think a lot of people will want to know, is, are you going to play Optimus Prime in the rumored upcoming live-action movie?
I'm the last guy to know. Everybody knows when I'm going to die. I don't know I'm going to die. Oh, in case you're dying today. What? Gee, I have no idea. I would be the last to know. Really. Sure. I'd love to.
We'll boycott it if they don't.
Yeah!
Great team. What a great team. Boy, if we were football, we could kick some butt, couldn't we? Yes. Sir.
Me?
Who's got the microphone?
I have the power.
Help yourself.
Les Waspinator has a question for Optimus.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. The chance, I went out and tried for the voice tryouts, fortunately made the 15. And I just want to say thank you, because the chance to do a script reading with you was worth any public humiliation I may suffer. Thank you. You've reaffirmed my core as a trans fan. And my question is, after 20 years of Transformers, and now on Toonami, you're doing the voiceovers for the commercials for Armada and Energon.
You picked that up?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know anybody would pick that up. Let's go further into that. The producer back in Atlanta, Georgia, he called me up to do these cartoon things for Toonami and for other things, and he said, Peter, would you do the Optimus Prime? And I said, I haven't done Optimus in years and years and years. Do you think the kids that are watching the Toonami stuff, do you think they even recognize it or remember it? He always says, but I would. He started writing some great spots for a multitude of cartoon series, and he puts Optimus into a place that he's never been before, almost like a wise guy. Here's some of that stuff.
Like for Tenchi Muyo, the one about behind every man is a good woman. Tenchi's got 6.
Or the one from Vegas.
Or these guys might save the universe if these 2 idiots don't screw it up.
Or Gundam, you've never seen it before.
But it's real fun to do those commercials, and I'll be thinking of you guys when I do it, knowing that there is an audience out there paying attention to it.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Ever since I was little, Optimus Prime was always my hero, so it really is a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
And, all the other stuff. I actually have 2 questions for you. One, what was it like when you first went to the studio to do the recording session for Optimus Prime? And the second one being, what did you think when Hasbro decided to put the female Autobots in?
Especially a little one.
Question number 2 first. What a great idea. These sessions are gonna be fun. And what were my feelings on the first day recording Optimus Prime for the Transformers?
Yes, sir.
I had confidence because I had been picked to be Optimus. I had trust in myself, and I liked the words, I liked the script. And it flowed. And Wally and I had talked, several of the other actors talked about it, and he said, this is gonna work. And we had no idea, but all these years later, I guess it did.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Thanks to you guys. I think we're going with the microphone, the person with the mic. Young lady, you're up.
I just want to say it's really an honor to meet you in person, and I have two questions. One, that this deals with Ironhide. Was the southern draw-like voice your choice, or did Wally suggest it? And what do you personally like best about Optimus and Ironhide?
Good question, thank you. The Ironhide, it's just a matter of selection that an actor chooses to bring to his audition, and whatever he brings, people will decide whether they go with it or not. I was fortunate; they bought Ironhide. I made him Southern because nobody else was. And I like to every now and then just to split things up, make things comfortable. We're gonna do that today, make everything good. And also, I kind of had him toned after a friend of mine. His name was Smokey, and he was from Texas, and he had been in the Navy. And he was a tall, lanky string bean. And he loved the Dallas Cowboy. And he used to say dirty things like, "Don't piss down my back and tell me it's clean." He used to talk like that and say, "Hey, Peter, just hold down a minute. You hold the horses and let Jesse rob this train. I know what I'm talking about." So that was kind of like Ironhide for me. Thank you. Hello?
Oh, right here. Hi. I was wondering, what was your favorite episode to record of the original Transformers series?
Well, that would be episode 2. No. I can't honestly answer that question because I don't really remember any one script. They all flowed, and they were always enjoyable to do. But nothing sticks out in my mind. I'm sorry I couldn't be more specific.
That's okay, just thought I'd ask anyhow.
Okay, I tried. Yes, sir.
Mr. Cullen, it is a great honor to finally meet the voice of Optimus Prime. He's been my hero ever since I was 2. Yeah, I know I'm hardcore. Don't look at me like that. Okay. I actually have a question and a request, but you don't have to do the request until at least after the panel. The question is, what did you... When you started doing Optimus, did you ever think that he would be one of the most popular and most idolized cartoon characters of all time? And at the end of the panel, could you please, when we're leaving, say the famous line that started it all, Autobots, transform, and roll out.
I would take the opportunity in my lifetime to go 15 rounds with Mike Tyson and beating him would have a better chance than the success of Optimus Prime. Believe me, I had no idea, no clue that it would ever amount to what it did. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I had no clue. I had no idea.
Well, guess what? It did. It really did.
Yes.
It's a great honor meeting you, and I just one question. What's your thoughts on how they kept killing Optimus and bringing him back? What do you think about that?
That's interesting because we were just talking about that outside. I had a hard time resolving the fact that, you know, my salary was going to be cut off. And then, you know, dying in the movie and with some pretty heavyweight characters like Orson Welles, you know, and Leonard Nimoy, guys like this. You know, it's kind of bittersweet. But the return of Optimus Prime, it was kind of strange. You know, it was just explained to me, and I didn't know the answer to that. I didn't realize that because of a lot of people like you resented the fact that he was gone. And it upset a lot of people, and that's primarily why they had to write those 3 scripts, to bring him back. And for that, I'm very grateful. Grateful for you for believing in the series the way you did. Yeah, thanks.
Time flies.
Rascinator on this side of the room have questions too.
Mr. Cullen, it is a pleasure to actually meet you. My name is Daniel Ross. I was one of the finalists for the voiceover competition.
Great.
It's just a real honor to meet you. My father would probably kill me since it's coming up Father's Day, but you were one of my first heroes as Optimus Prime, and probably most of the people in this room. I had 2 questions for you. First of all, what do you think of Gary Chalk's version of Optimus Prime? And second, who would win in a voice-off?
Number 1, I haven't heard it. I haven't.
Don't!
Someone grab some tapes.
And number 2, I don't know. But I think my chances are pretty good.
I was in here earlier listening to the panel with Dan Galveston, who's Bumblebee, and he said you guys had like 12-hour sessions. And it seems like after being in a room with him for 12 hours that you might want to hit him or something like that. Did you ever hit him?
You know what? I don't think we ever had a 12-hour session, but had we had a 12-hour session in a room half the size of behind me.
10 by 20.
Well, yeah, I thought that. And believe me, if you were in a room with Chris Latta, he used to sweat. A lot of the times, he didn't back. I'm telling you, he would come from one job to another, and he'd be worked up from the job he was at before, and I'll tell you, he didn't go home and shower and come to this one. He knew it in that small little room. In 12 hours, I guarantee you, there would have been some fights.
Have you ever been approached to do the Energon or Armada series at all?
No, sir.
No? Would you if they did?
Well, if I had had an opportunity, probably would have followed it through, but, you know, there are people here that could answer that question a lot better than I could. Wally Burr, for example, he would probably be in it too, so involved with it. I have no response to that really other than that.
I do have one short one. Did you do the Donatos commercial?
Yes, I did.
We're from Indiana, and I always hear those, and I thought, that's Optimus Prime right there.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't done that. I really do. I'll tell you why. I did Donatos, and it's playing in one state. And then another very large pizza company wanted me to do it. And I had a conflict. So I could do Indiana, but I couldn't do national. Yeah, it was very I called my mother.
Down with the pizza companies!
Yes! Down with the pizza companies!
Boycott them!
Yes!
Not the pizzas!
Exactly.
I don't want pizza anymore. Tell me when I'm funny, okay? I don't.
Don't quit your day job.
Thank you, sir.
Voice acting!
Well said. Diction was good too.
Mr. Cullen? Excuse me. Mr. Cullen, I have a question. Do you have any side projects, television, movies, literature, etc.?
Eeyore.
Plug something.
Eeyore. No, my nose. I just finished doing the trailer and promos for The Day After Tomorrow. Where will you be? And, yeah, better than the movie. Hey, I did my job. Get him in, Pete! Get him in! Okay, here we go! Day After Tomorrow. Be there.
How did you feel about the cancellation of the series? Like, were you irked if the series was canceled before they could incorporate Optimus Prime's Power Master feature?
Or other. I was looking forward to a new series so I could pay for my analyst. I was very overcome by grief and terrible misfortune. Nobody recognized me anymore. I had nobody to write to. I had nowhere to go. It was a very sad period of my life. It was very sad. I had no idea. Never got a fan letter. Never received one. Had no idea we were popular. I didn't even know people watched the show. And, you know, being voiceover, who recognizes you anyway? Chet, please. I know your voice. You're Optimus Prime.
Yes, sir. Hi, Mr. Cullen. It's an honor and pleasure to meet you. Thank you. I'd like to ask some questions about the industry. How did you first get started in the voiceover industry? What were some of your first characters? And what were some of the characters you didn't get?
I don't know how many of you have ever heard a cartoon character in a comic book called Gerald McBoing. When I was a kid, I had a peculiar talent. I could mimic a sound after hearing it. Don't ask me why or how it happened, but when I was just very young, I could do it. My mother used to say, "Don't do that, you're going to ruin your voice." But I could do foghorn, you know, a little kid, and I could make my voice 3 or 4 times lower, like foghorn did in those.
Looney Tunes.
Dumb down here like this, remember? Guys not going to it. But I could throw my voice that way. And I was really good with animals. I mean, I could hear a dog, and I could do that dog, or do a cat, or kittens, cows. Worked a lot on farms and ranches and stuff, and could do stallions, mares, little colts, fillies. Could do the pigs, could do the cows, and I'd walk into a barn sometime, there'd be a whole bunch of cows in there, and I'd make a loud noise, and they all look at me. And then I would go into characters. I would just make up characters as I went along. And one in particular I cared for was, I guess, probably about 10 or 11 years old, not so long after the Second World War, in a large barn, with all these cows staring at me, and I would go into a German dialect, and I'd have their their perfect attention, and I would, give them orders and tell them what to do. This, when I walk down, they just follow me like this. They'll all pay attention now! I'm talking to you! Silence! I want you to speak, I ask. Anyway, it started like that. I would entertain myself. I was alone a lot.
Non-transplant tradition. Check, please.
Well, I've
know you're sick of this at this point, but this really, truly is an honor. This is my very first BotCon, so it's great to meet Optimus Prime and Ironhide. And because of the honor, it's part of the reason I'm afraid to ask this particular question. Another reason is I'm predicting a lot of boos, but what did you feel about the character of Optimus Prime? Because a lot of fans, such as myself and my sister here, feel he got a bad rap. Yeah. As long as we're requesting lines, could you say there's a thin line between being a hero and being a memory?
There is a thin line between being a hero and a memory. All of us, transform! Roll out!
You can't take it with you. This stays mine.
Hi, my name's Ben, and it's an honor to meet you, and I have to say your Eeyore is the best ever. And the Transformers is the coolest cartoon ever made in history. And I also had a request for you to say until all are one, to wrap that up. And I also had a question about your feelings about where your character's been going in the last, since the season, since he died, with the game, the new toys, and all that kind of.
Well, to answer the latter part of your question, I couldn't, because I have no idea. Merchandising, I have no partake in or any of that. I have no decisionary process as to what they're going to do with the character. I am hired on a daily basis. I go in and do my job, and my last job was my last job with Optimus, and that's years ago. And what was your first question? First, you wanted me to say something?
Until all are one.
Yes.
Everyone start repeating it after you're done.
Remember, until all are one. Is the right for all sentient beings. Yes, we are all one. Sir.
Actually, on the previous question about Optimus Prime, what did you feel about that?
I don't have any feelings one way or the other. I really don't. I mean, it's another character, it's not mine. It's not mine, and I don't know. I don't know what the general consensus is either. So, we were two different guys. So, does that help?
Thank you.
I don't know if that helps, but I'm trying to be honest with you. I have no criticism. I have nothing wrong to say or bad to say. I'm not trying to be indifferent sounding. I really don't know. I don't. I'm stuck on my own thing.
I hate those questions. Have you seen the episode Family Guy where Optimus Prime?
I'm sorry, would you?
Have you seen the episode of Family Guy where Optimus Prime shows up?
He's Jewish.
Now, Dan Galveston said he's bigger than you.
That's not hard. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get booed, but I'm a Viper in training representing Cobra Island here. Cobra! You mentioned that when you found out that you were going to die in the movie that went the series, did you feel the same way when you heard about the crossover with Joe?
I don't know. Yeah, could you be more specific?
Like, only human. How did it feel, hearing the guy who plays Starscream be a leader for once instead of just whining and wanting to be a leader? Well, not that he was actually a leader, he's really wanting to be a leader then still too.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to lead, some like to follow. That's the way I see it. Joe! Help me.
Hello. Hello, sir. Mr. Cullen? Your phone is broken, sir. It's been disconnected. We're terribly sorry.
Yeah, what is there?
I have a technical question. I had a technical question about,
where are you?
Michael Bell. About Michael Bell had discussed your early days on how it was similar to the golden age of radio, such as George and Gracie, Trevor McGee, and Molly. And nowadays you're trapped in a little bitty booth like a phone booth and talk. Could you compare, contrast, pros, cons of that experience?
Radio, I had the great fortune of being in radio when I was in my teens in Canada. And I worked for Canada! Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you. For the French-speaking people, the audience, the same thing. So I worked at the CBC in radio, and they did everything in big studios with the sound effects people there at the time, sometimes with audience, a director in the booth way above you, and with an orchestra. They were the great golden days of radio, and we did a lot of drama and a lot of comedy. I kind of got my feet wet in the radio world in Canada as a young man, and it's probably one of the greatest experiences I've ever had compared to the small little cubicles that we work in today. It's a very impersonal place to be, and what a great transition from those days where the excitement of people, the combining the careers of sound effects people and musicians and actors on the stage is very similar to live theater today. And I was very grateful for that opportunity. It taught me a great deal. I miss it. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say. It's a sad question. But Michael Bell was right. Those were great years of radio. I'd like to see them come back. The public radio has a few. Garrison
Keeler.
Yeah.
They do that. We did a lot of that stuff.
Cool.
Help yourself.
Once again, an immeasurable honor of meeting you, Mr. Cullen.
Thank you.
One thing that a lot of people haven't brought up is, besides the cartoon, you would hear Optimus Prime's voice in the toy commercials. And long after the TV series had died, in some of the G2 commercials and other toy commercials, we would hear Optimus Prime's voice again, sort of researching the feelings that we'd be able to see.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
No. I never did a commercial as Optimus Prime. It was a ripoff. I'm gonna find him. And when I do, there will only be one.
We know that information now, so we know that we've been strung along all these years.
Yeah, they did a good job if they could fool you.
Rip his head off. Hit him with the chair.
Cullen?
Yes, sir.
Over here.
I'm tired.
I just want to present something to you real quick. I have matrices that I have here on, and I just wanted to give you one, actually. Since
Right.
Also make a free subchapter.
That's really cool. Hi, Elementary. I hope you all have yours.
Don't give it up.
No, sir.
Put it in your chest.
Thank you.
I'll show you later. And autograph. I'll show you how to put it on.
Thank you, sir.
Optimus, a great bug zapper.
It's a pleasure. Well, I will continue with the Gush Fest. Mr. Cullen is, in fact, as everyone said, it's truly a great honor. I mean, Optimus Prime and Megatron were always my definitions of good and evil. And my personal Optimus story was the very first Christmas I remember in 1984, were my first two Transformers, Optimus Prime and Shockwave. And it would have been nearly as important if it wasn't the character of Optimus Prime. And unfortunately, all the serious questions I wanted to ask have already been answered. So I'll just settle for, I guess, two less serious ones. Number one, when you recorded the G1 show, was it recorded, did you all individually record each part, or was it recorded as an ensemble, like a radio play?
Ensemble.
Okay, and Hasbro never even gave you a toy?
No.
Give me an Optimus Prime stats.
I brought them.
Okay.
I have my original, and I have the commemorated series. The original one didn't stand up too well over the years. Visiting friends, you know, their kids and stuff would find it, and it's kind of sick, but it's held together with duct tape and stuff. It's mine. It's mine.
Duct tape, the cure-all for everything.
Yes.
Yeah, duct tape holds the world together.
Light side and the dark side, it holds the universe together.
None of that crap here, okay?
All right, sorry.
Once again, Peter, I have to repeat what everybody else said. It's a tremendous honor. You've been my hero for 20 years. I was there in '97, and I've been to almost every BotCon, and that's still my favorite memory is your appearance in '97, which can only be eclipsed by this appearance. My question, again, all the serious questions have been answered. I have a rather humorous one to ask. Are you aware that there's an actual living, breathing human being that has changed his name legally?
Optimus Prime!
He's actually in the U.S. Armed Forces, I forget which branch, and at one point he was stationed in Iraq recently.
No kidding.
It was actually a minor news item about 6 months, a year ago.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's fantastic, you
He's in
know.
the firefighting department in the National Guard for the Army.
I know you can get through, there's a lot of resources to get through to military. I was always curious of whether there were some military sections that had nicknames for, you know, Transformer, you know, characters and stuff. Because I certainly would have responded to anybody had they, you know, gotten ways to communicate. But I just recently gave to the Spirit of America, and they do some great stuff. And a lot of the Marines there are, I understood, to be in their early 20s, and would have been probably Transformer fans, so I'm looking into that. Spirit of America.
Yes, I'm Mr. Cullen. Just want to say thanks for all the memories and all that. Had a question actually though. What do you think it feels like, or what does it feel like to you to, you know, you went to a room, you auditioned, and then 20 years later people are talking about it, and you know, in a sense it's like immortality, like a musician who writes a song, you know, it's remembered long after they're gone, probably after we're gone. And how does that feel to you?
Well, it's a great honor for me. It's touched me. I'm definitely affected by it, and it's permanent. I'm affected permanently by this. I had no imagination facility that could have ever conceived this happening in my life, one way or another that way. I feel very fortunate and very proud, and I'm very, as I said, extremely grateful to all of you, and you have no idea how you've touched my heart, and I am indebted to you. Thank you very much.
Could you do just an Ironhide doing a quote, something he might have said? What would he say if he were here today?
What the hell? Oh, come on, Prime. Let's go down to the bar and have a drink.
Actually, I think one question that's never been asked roughly, like in '97 or this year, is what, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood, where you grew up, you know, the things that you, the family, you know, just to give us a general background for where you come from.
I was born in Montreal, Canada, of American citizen parents from Boston, New York. Irish family, both sides. Played a lot of hockey. Was pretty much an athletic kid, and I was the clown, the class clown, in every year of every school that I ever went to, and I went to a lot of different schools because of it. I came to the United States after leaving. I left high school, I graduated from high school and went into theater, still in Montreal. I graduated from the National Theatre School of Canada. It was a 3-year course, full-time, where upon the summers you went to Stratford, Ontario to resume 2 more months of Shakespearean training at the festival. From there I went to Toronto, Canada, resumed theatrical acting on stage in a repertory company. Went back to Montreal and got into the radio business, nightclub business, comedy, and had a radio show that attracted a lot of Hollywood people, Jonathan Winters included, and he did the show and was pretty much responsible for bringing me down to the United States, to Hollywood, where I became a regular on the Sonny and Cher show. I was on Sonny and Cher for 5 years and did Bobby Goldsboro, Hudson Brothers, Richard Pryor, Lola Falana, Wolfman Jack, among others. And then decided that to raise my kids, I wanted to get out into the country and see my kids go to school on a yellow bus down a long country road. So I shipped out to Leona Valley up here in California and did just that, and would commute to LA to do solely voiceover, because I just didn't want to do any on camera anymore. It was too hard for to run a family and do that at the same time. And I've been in voiceover ever since. And Optimus Prime is the biggest character that I ever played.
Over here. This is my first convention, and I guess I'm pretty amazed when I hear y'all voice actors. They're able just to sort of leap in back into these parts, and these are characters you did 20 years ago. I mean, is it just something that, you know, that stays with you and you're just able to immediately jump in, or is this like you're in a hotel last night thinking, okay, tomorrow, how's he go? And, you know, warm up, fine, singing in the shower, trying to figure out where his pitch is at.
That's a really good question, and it's quite true. It is. In some instances, it's very, very difficult. In my particular case, no. I had no problem remembering either Ironhide or Optimus Prime. One was smoky and the other one was too close to home. Did that help? Yes.
Mr. Cullen, I have to reiterate what everyone said. It is truly an honor to be here and talk to you like this. I'm in the IT industry, and I've noticed this in mine as well, and in yours, that there's been a lot of outsourcing to foreign countries. In your case, Canada, I think, is where they get most of their voices. What are your thoughts on that?
Touchy subject there.
Can I answer that in a foreign language? I'd like to say something nice about it, as much as I can, but, nobody likes drain. Nobody likes brain drain. Nobody likes, losing work, somewhere else. But let's face it, that's reality. It happens. So, whatever it takes, you move on. Just go for it. Yes, sir.
You had mentioned earlier that you hadn't done any of the commercials. Later on, after the show had ended, they did the big puppet Our Master Optimus Prime thing. I was kind of wondering if you'd done the voice for that.
No.
Really? Who was that guy then?
Sounds so much like you. Who was that smoking gun? Trying to. Yes.
I just want to say, pleasure, what's up, and happy birthday, and I want to say happy Father's Day. And another thing is, you use John Wayne in your voice with Optimus a little bit, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Okay, kid. Good ear. Good ear. Yes, sir.
Where's your cowboy hat?
It's in my car. I'll wear it tomorrow. I'm coming right from the barn, right to here, in my jeans and my hat. Believe me. I might even have my spurs on. I might even bring my horse. Sir, wherever you are.
Yeah, me again.
Hi, how are you? How are you been?
I'm fine, Prime. I'll have my chance yet, Veteran.
I know, I'm a usurper, pretender to the throne. God bless you, Chris. I just had another question. What did you think about the theme song to the cartoon throughout season 1 through 3? And have you heard the soundtrack to the movie?
Good stuff. What do you guys say? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's an honor to finally see you and meet you.
Thank you.
It's really great to know that your real-life personality closely matches that of Optimus Prime.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And I was like really honored to know that, and because like Bumblebee totally blew me away. I was like, he's nothing like Bumblebee. But anyway, I just want to know a little bit more about the history of the characters that you've done. Like if you could like just kind of like briefly talk about that, and some of the characters that you've done in Voltron. And one of my personal favorites is the intro to Voltron. I don't know if you remember it, but if you could do that, it just brings back chills. I love when I hear your voice.
Voltron,
yeah.
Defender
yes.
of the Universe.
Yes, that.
Yeah, a lot of characters. I was surprised I had a computer. I became a mature adult and bought a computer. And I was going through some of those search engines, and I was surprised to find out that when I connected to the BotCon thing, and my name was connected to it, and I linked up to something on me, just my name, and somebody had gone to the trouble of listing all the cartoon characters, or not all of them, but huge amount of cartoon characters. And to answer your question more pointedly, if somebody had asked me what that character sounded like in this long laundry list of the characters, I would have no idea. I would have to look at the picture, I'd have to see the character and get buzzed by it again, but she was...
Just that a lot of us are Transformers fans, and before we had Transformers, we had Voltron. If you could do some of the voice characters from Voltron, that'd be like spectacular.
Gosh, well, there was the professor who talked like this. He wore a velvet suit, you see. Yes, I can't quite remember exactly what he sounded like, but somewhere within this, you see, with his little fluffy collar, with the long white hair, and quite intellectual, as you could imagine, because he was a professor. Yes, and I don't remember anything else, because I sleep a lot.
Hi, Mr. Cullen. First of all, you are the man. And also, you've played great heroes like Optimus Prime and Ironhide and really cuddly guys like Eeyore, but you've also played some really nasty people like Carr and Knight Rider, and I was just curious.
There was one other character, but I won't tell you.
I was just curious, do you prefer doing heroes or villains more? Like, which do you get to have more fun with? Or
Doesn't bother me. I like just being in front of the mic with a bunch of guys and gals and reading a script and having a good time and getting paid for it. I mean, it's, a lot of things I like doing. I like roping, but this is the easiest, greatest job I've ever had in my life, and certainly at this moment in my life to be here and to have this value thrown at me has made it all 10 times worth what it was before I came into this room. So thank you. Believe me.
Okay, we're going to do 3 more questions before we cut off and for the final part of this.
Make them good.
Was wondering how much of you got written into the character of Prime, and as the character went on, how much of you contributed to the artistic process?
I have no idea, but the only thing I could provide to the character other than consistency was, the reading of a line. It's up to the director and the writers to get out from the actor what they need. And in this case, Wally Burr was the director. He did everything. Let's face it. I mean, he did everything. But he knew the story inside out, upside down. He knew exactly what he had to hear, and he knew when it was right. If he didn't hear if it was right, he would insist to get it right. So it was just a matter of adjusting, But to answer your question, I have no idea what artistic involvement that my involvement would have. I didn't write it. I just reacted to it. Hope that helps.
Okay, my first question is, I'm being put up too, so don't kill a messenger. I was told to ask you, have you forgiven Hot Rod for getting you killed on the show?
We went out that night and had a couple of beers, and I forgave him.
Okay, now my question is along the lines of inside the actor's studio. I don't know if you watch the show or not, but it's the pearly gates question. When you find yourself in front of them, assuming they exist, what do you want God to say when you get there?
What are you doing here? It's not your time yet. A better one would be, what would you like your best friend to say standing over you?
He's still breathing.
Hi, Mr. Cullen. It's a great honor to be in this room with all these fans and with you. What I was wondering is, do you own the original series on DVD and do you watch the episodes?
No, I don't. I don't have anything on DVD. I have a few old cassette tapes that I break out when a lot of kids come over that in the family that don't know who I am. They're pretty worn down too.
Yeah, exactly.
DVDs.
Well, I get the DVD. Where do you get them?
Best Buy. Video store.
Amazon.com has the whole set.
A nice band that will play one to you
All
tomorrow.
right, one more.
Where are you?
Here comes Carl.
Mr. Cullen, it's an honor to meet you, sir. Thank you. I was wondering, if you hadn't gone into acting and doing voices, what would you have done?
Hard decision.
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Just don't know. I really don't. I mean it. What the hell? I probably have to work.
At this time, Bill from Bill Toys and Games has got that little gift for Mr. Cullen. He'd like to bring it up to him.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. That really means a lot. And I'm just very grateful and I appreciate it. Thanks.
That concludes the panel portion of tonight's event with Peter Cullen. Now we're going to prepare for the script reading. First, I'd like to invite to the stage Mr. Michael McConnohie, voice of Trash and Poppy.
Is he shy?
He's in stealth mode.
In episode 23, when you told Bumblebee you wanted him to go outside and...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Wally Burr.
Wally was the voice director for every episode of Transformers and G.I. Joe.
This is the nice part of voiceover. People love each other in this business. We get along. Going to a session, as Peter said, is just a lot of fun. You get paid for just doing what you love to do.
All 12 hours of it.
What does that mean? A little preamble of what we're going to do. In LA, you get 8 hours to do the first show of an episode. We're going to do 6 pages here. A show is about 40 pages in terms of the screenplay. So you get 8 hours through SAG's permission to put together the first episode of a new series, because everybody's getting with their part and figuring it out. So we're doing something, we're figuring out what our parts are, and we got 6 pages. So if we prorated that, we'd probably be here for 3 hours to get this thing in shape. So we're going to do it in about 20 minutes, I guess. It's going to be good.
Assisting with the script is a good friend of Mr. Wally Burr.
They didn't have a chair for me.
It is Tadao, the shake hands man. Now, at this time, I would also like to invite our 2 winners from our Wally Burr event that took place this afternoon. They were selected from a group of over 150 people that showed up Friday night to partake in our mock audition session. They are Emerald Ivy and Tim Finn. Big round of applause.
People up there, huh? This is a joke, right?
No, this is for real. Go ahead and take your places up there.
Come on, She promised us her boots, which is a comment on how to get, going in show business.
Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Paul Davids, the writer of the script, Return of Kremzeek.
Thank you. I've been working on this script actually for the last 3 years, 4 months. And actually, Pete called me up about 4 years ago and suggested that we work on this. It's been through 670 drafts. Here I am stealing your part.
That's the line reading. I don't like it.
We'll work on it till we get it right. 6 hours from now, you'll excuse me, but I had the honor and privilege of being at 80 of those Transformer voice sessions. I'm still recovering after all these years, so it was fun to write this with Pete Sinclair, who helped so much and got the idea that we should bring back Kremzeek tonight, in honor of Wally Burr, who did the original voice of Kremzeek. So let's take it away, Wally, and do a night now.
Budget show. If we really had a big show, we'd get a star to play Kremzeek.
All right, now this will be, did you explain exactly how you will be interrupting from time to time, just to show the audience how it would actually work in a session?
Yeah, well, I see. The idea possibly from Pete was to just run through this thing and read it all perfectly. We're not going to read that perfectly, but in any case, sessions are stopped constantly, aren't they?
No.
For a pickup, somebody kicks the microphone or pops a pea, maybe, and so we'll do it somewhat that way, although we will skip along more rapidly than you would in a session. Really, if we were going to do this letter perfect, I would like to have like 3 or 4 hours to nail it down.
Or 12.
What was that?
Or 12.
Or 12. Beginning to resent that.
You'll have to take that up with Bumblebee then.
Never took longer than 16 hours. You want this better? You want me to mop your brow?
I know, it is.
Flop sweat.
All right, well, I will go ahead and start it off. Hello, everyone. BotCon 2004 is pleased to announce that we're being honored today by the leader of the Generation 1 Autobots, Optimus Prime. Let's hear it for Optimus. Optimus has brought with him today Trax and Cosmos, so take it away, Optimus.
Attention all United States Transformers fans. We're making history today at BotCon. For the first time ever, BotCon has arranged a special live communication between the Pasadena Convention Center here in Southern California and a convention of Japanese Transformer fans in Tokyo.
How exactly do you figure on linking us up, Prime?
Cosmos and I will use Sky Spy's live transmission beams to bring us a hologram communication direct from Japan's Transformers convention, which is taking place right now at the famous Shibuya Center in Tokyo.
Prime, I hear that they've got the new Mazda RX-8 model at the Shibuya Center. Think we'll have time to see it?
Let's make the time. I mean, Jazz told me, confidentially, of course, he's thinking of an upgrade.
No problem. With the new transmission hologram beam technology, we can actually look at it right here. Is Bumblebee out there in the audience?
He's in the dealer room trying to buy one of those Collector G2 breakdowns. Offered exclusively by BotCon 2004, just in case you're wondering. But Prime, he just found out that he had to be at the BotCon breakfast this morning to get one.
No.
Yes, Bumblebee's one bombed out Autobot. In fact, I think he's having a nervous breakdown because he can't buy breakdown.
I told him to be at the BotCon breakfast, which is his own fault. But enough about that. We're here to pay tribute to both Japanese and American Transformer fans today. Power the transmission beams.
Bumblebee should get in here and see this. He told me he thought we Autobots would never use transmission beams again after what happened that time with Megatron and his demented little power-eating fuzzball.
Ah, Kremzeek. That electro monster was quite a little circuit scrambler.
Prime, we have Mr. Takemoto in Japan signaling that he's ready.
Good. I will start the hologram link.
Moshi, hello Optimus, hello Trax, Cosmo, and all American Transformer fans.
This is the kind of thing would happen, I'd interrupt and they'd say, oh shit. I would just like to request one thing. Come in a little louder as though you're projecting over a long distance system. It's psychologically, appropriate. Right?
Right.
I'm always. A little more projection.
Moshi, hello Optimus, hello Trax, Cosmos, and all American Transformer fans. I am Kikuma Takemoto, here in Tokyo, Japan.
Very happy to see you all. Thanks to transmission beam hologram.
We're very happy to see you too, Hikoma. Or Hikoma. I apologize for not getting your name correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Kikuma Takamoto?
Yes? Yes, it is Kikoma Takemoto.
I believed. Nice to meet you, Kikuma. We're happy to see you too. Today is an honor and privilege for all Autobots.
Excuse me, Optimus, but could you ask Mr. Takemoto if he can bring the Mazda RX-8? I just wanted to see it.
Tracks. Later, Tracks. Can't you see that I'm speaking? Yes, well, accept our gratitude, Mr. Kikuma, and that you are able to join us today. I did say that right, didn't I? Very good, yes. How did I do that? Let's move it along. I'd like to read my line again.
I loved it, Peter.
You mean you don't want me to read it again?
I've heard it too damn many times already. Tell him how to read it. Oh, this is the way that should be. What's the line?
Please accept our gratitude that you're able to join us today, Mr. Takamoto.
Can you do that any louder, Peter? You have a promo session later? Never mind.
Optimus does not yell. Please accept our gratitude that you are able to join us today, Mr. Takamoto.
Oh, thank you, Optimus.
Welcome.
I heard you speaking a moment ago of Kremzeek. No need to worry about him anymore. Kremzeek has been locked away in the circuit trap for almost 20 years.
Are you doing that in Japanese or English?
Right, Larry, you want me to do in Scotland? I'm from Glasgow. East Glasgow. Alright, far East Glasgow. But no one's gonna get it, right? So, thank you very much, Optimus. This is not your show. Alright. Thank you, Optimus.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mr. Takamoto, you look good in that kilt.
Moving right along.
Oh, thank you, Optimus. I heard you speaking a moment ago of Kremzeek. No need to worry about him anymore. Kremzeek has been locked away in the circuit trap for almost 20 years, since he terrorized Tokyo.
Good. Well, I suggest you keep him there.
Oh, so. Let's see. I have him here somewhere.
Mr. Takamoto, get that sucker trap away from the transmission beam.
Oh, no need for alarm. Everything under control here.
Kremzeek could escape if you get too close to the beam.
Kremzeek!
Brian's right, Mr. Takemoto.
Like that.
I'll do it again. This time as if you meant it.
Kremzeek.
Brian's right, Mr. Takemoto. Kremzeek is made of pure energy, and circuit traps can't hold pure energy if they were to... Kremzeek!
You know, Wally, you're just going to have to come in a little quicker on that.
Words that weren't in the script.
You know, Wally.
Do I have to take this?
You're going to have to do it again.
Okay, we'll take it from
Brian's right, Mr. Takemoto. Kremzeek is made of pure energy, and circuit traps can't hold pure energy if there's nothing there to break down the walls and prevent the... Well, you said it!
I'm so fascinated by your reading it.
Now you know why he's the director.
You wearing reading glasses?
Never mind. And circuit traps can't hold pure energy if...
Insert line here.
All right, I'll pick that up clean without a cue. Ready? Here we go.
Kremzeek! Kremzeek! Oh no! Kremzeek has just materialized here in Pasadena, right in this convention center.
He rode that transmission beam right into BotCon, and now we're all gonna cry like a cooked goose!
Attention all Transformer fans. Prepare to evacuate.
Kremzeek! Kremzeek will jam up our circuits again! Optimus, what can we do?
Calm down, calm. Calm down.
Peter, it's not your contract.
Calm down, Cosmos. And patch into Teletrap 1 so we can uplink a space bridge between... It just hurt my eye.
It's usually a lot more fun than this.
Now, all those words are in Japanese.
Don't look at me a lot.
Teletron 1. So we can uplink a space bridge from Cybertron directly to the convention center. Have I made myself clear? It's time to call in the big guns.
What page are you on?
Page 4. I'm talking about ATEX, the Auto Exterminator.
Oh, special
P-level.
Moving right along.
Well. Looks like I got here in the nick of time.
ATEX, listen carefully. You've got the special weapon skills we need. That electro-munching ball of energy, Kremzeek.
Kremzeek.
You got a script there? I do. As long as he's not late for dinner, I don't. Kremzeek. He thinks we Autobots are his afternoon snack.
Well, then I'll just set my ionic anti-pulse insulator to the right calibration.
Hurry, Apex! Kremzeek's headed for the main generator of this convention center! A dreadful little mini beast. He's gonna shut down BotCon and I haven't even signed any autographs yet!
The fans will survive without your autograph. We have bigger problems. Megatron has been sighted in the dealer room.
He's coming this way with an energy magnet!
Prime, you take care of Megatron and I'll handle the little bundle of neutron joy.
Apex! Hurry!
Just give me one more second.
1 more second is all you have, Autobot.
We just lost power in the convention center.
That's right, Autobots. And once Kremzeek finishes off the convention center, he will drain all of LA of its power. Then we Decepticons will take that power for ourselves.
Wait a minute, Night Racer. Why are you here? Yeah, you're not even a Generation 1 Transformer.
You should talk, Yatex. You don't exactly fit in with the die-cast. Let's see how many pieces we can
You're sounding
break
like the
into.
Baroness again. Let's go back.
She did a really good Baroness earlier today, for those of you who...
You should talk.
You should talk. You don't exactly fit in with the die-cast. Let's see how many pieces we can break into Generation 1 bots either.
Why don't you go get yourself repainted?
Enough! Autobots, prepare to be destroyed by... Yes, Megatron? No, $50 is not too much to pay for a Starscream bobblehead. I thought you were bringing the energy magnet. Yes, everything is going as planned.
It sounds as if Megatron's almost done shopping. He's headed this way.
And no thanks to Kremzeek, the convention center doesn't have any power.
Attention all humans in this room. Do not panic.
Kremzeek!
Jinkies, Prime. I think Kremzeek just ate my circuits. I feel strange, like I'm freezing up, becoming Bill Shatner. And insane was mainly on the plane, and I'm singing in the rain. It's a morning rain, and I'm rusting again. Cabbages and kings, rebels and dodgers, Dungeons and Dragons. Oh no! I am one fried Autobot!
So, Night Racer, you and Megatron found out that Kremzeek is back, and you came to take the energy he gathers for yourselves?
Can't you see? This is ruining the convention.
I've always had a fondness for BotCon. In fact, Raksha was very gracious in allowing me to attend back in '95, but I'm sure she'll understand that we Decepticons are destined to rule, and Kremzeek will help us do that.
Prime, I think I have the right calibration. I just need a quick diversion.
And I know just how we'll accomplish that diversion. Quick, trans fans, make some noise and get Kremzeek's attention.
It's working! He's being separated and dispersed. One last charge to do the trick. You did it!
Excellent work, Atex. Excellent work.
Fine, that's why I'm here. Remember, no Electrobug is too big or small for the Auto Exterminator.
One more, get your two in there. Prime, they got two twos. Read the line again. Yeah.
Prime, that's why I'm here. Remember, no Electrobug is too big or too small for the Auto Exterminator.
No! You foiled our plans. Again!
Optimus, we have the link with Mr. Takamoto back up, and we're ready to go. In 3, 2.
My line says, to audience, thanks to all you Transformer fans for your cheers. Great diversion tactic. We Autobots appreciate it. And we hope none of you had your circuits jammed by Kremzeek. Thanks to all of you, and have a great BotCon.
Sound mixer, let's hear it.
And our guest Transformers, ladies and gentlemen. Give them up. And that's
rehearsals. We're going to do the whole thing again. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope you had a good time. And remember, Peter Cullen will be back tomorrow from 10 to 1:30 signing autographs. So we hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Oh, and make sure you do stop by. Paul Davis does have the original Kremzeek cells. If you'd like to take a look, they are up for the sound auction. I hope you all stop by, check out all the great items, and we look forward to seeing all of you in the morning. Thank you.
Someone call my name?